welcome back. Welcome back, Spiritual Events Directory. Here we are, it's Wellness Conversations. I think we are live. Can you see the live button there?
I see a live on Facebook.
Beautiful.
Webinar.
Now I'm going to press the record button.
Woo woo.
So here we are, Spiritual Events Directory. Thank you for allowing us into this space. It's Michelle from our wellness community, and we are presenting to you Wellness Conversations, which actually is a show that that we had up and running in our wellness community for about 1.5 years. That is actually now extended to real life radio. We're on KC Radio every Tuesday, 6 to 7 p.m. here in Melbourne, which is awesome. And now we've taken the show to Spiritual Events Directory, and we're calling this the Woo Woo series, Pip, because you know, in this space we're doing the same thing we're doing in all our other fantastic sacred spaces, where we are introducing wellness and you know, our fabulous spiritual, holistic, gifted, talented, experienced and knowing leading experts in their field. But, you know, in this space, we're also doing some readings for you too, ladies. So here we are. And now I've got a fantastic, my name is Michelle Scott. You can find me on Facebook at Michelle Scott On Air. I am, you know, we've all got so many tools in our kit. I like to say that, you know, I'm a leading expert in numerology, is probably my biggest, bestest, most fabulous modality that I just love. So ladies, if you come into the Zoom room, we'll post the link in a little bit. You'll actually, it's the 1st of the 12th, 2019. It's the last month in this decade. So if you want a numerology reading for the month of December, come into the Zoom room and you will qualify for that. And of course, my fabulous guest, because I always have a fabulous guest on each and every week. And I'm going to introduce Pip in this manner. Pip is an author, Reiki master, advanced angel intuitive. And you know, we're going to talk about Pip's book on our show tonight, Finding My Soul at Sea. And I'm just going to read a little bit out of Pip's bio, which goes like this. When she took the job as a social host on a cruise ship, Pip Coleman had no idea that it would lead to discovering her authentic self and opening her up to a new life path. The first 3 years of my cruise ship life were intense and full of crazy incidents, Pip says, including sex, drugs, ships breaking down, Mexican tattoos, and lots more. During the second 3 years of my cruise ship life, I decided to bring the soul back. Pip began to teach meditation and self-development classes on board, met some incredible, soulful, spiritual people, and learnt some wonderful lessons. She also deepened her own journey of spiritual development, connected with departed loved ones, tapped into the wisdom of Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, and began manifesting a whole new life. Pip says, I was drowning in the triviality of my job until I taught my first wellness class. I gave myself the gift of fulfillment. So in writing Finding My Soul at Sea, Pip discovered the purpose of her life and her business. So welcome to the show, Pip.
Thanks, Michelle. I'm so excited. This is really cool. Going out there across the waves this way instead of across the waves like I was on the sea.
Yes, exactly. Oh, how lovely is that? So welcome. We're absolutely thrilled. We've had you, of course, we've had you in our wellness community. You're a contributor. We've had you at our real life events. You're a speaker as well, inspirational speaker. And so here you are. So tell us a little bit, well, tell us a little bit about that journey of, you know, starting the wellness on board. And, you know, there's a whole lot of fun that people are going to read about. I know that Margie has actually posted about on Facey there how much she was enjoying the book. I haven't got my copy yet, but, you know, we're going to read all about that. But, yeah, just a little insight there, Pip, into how you got from, you know, the sex, the drugs, and the rock and roll to the wellness.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that is exactly what happened. Basically, the first 3 years, I worked on board for 6 years altogether, and of course, I intended to just go on for 6 months and just see how, it went. And then the amazing environment that it was travel, it was fun, it was playing. It was incredible to actually have that amazing time of freedom,
Yes.
freedom, mental freedom, emotional freedom, sexual freedom. Like, it was just this environment that I wasn't used to. I was from a tiny town in Tasmania, and I'd traveled overseas before, but I'd never been in this environment where it was a bit like Big Brother house, but floating on the ocean.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's an idea for a show, Michelle. They could do Big Brother at sea.
Yes, exactly. Well, you know what? Having said that, though, isn't it surprising that there isn't a reality show for the likes of those shenanigans? Because
Well, I believe there is one. It's called Below Decks, and
really,
but it's actually a yacht. It's like in the yachting industry rather
right,
than the
the
cruise ship
cruising,
industry.
yeah.
But yeah, so I
Wow.
have actually seen something like that. But I guess I've seen all those books before. There's lots of people like Brian David Bruns and lots of other people who've written about the cruising environment and working on a cruise ship and all the drama and
Yeah.
stuff that happens, below the sea line. And I didn't want my book to be just about that. I wanted it
Yes,
to be a little bit more. And so I didn't actually write it the way that's why I call it Not Your Ordinary Cruise Ship story.
exactly.
Because of the fact that there was this twist, I guess, to the story, that halfway through that 6-year period, I got really sick of the triviality of it,
Yeah.
and I wanted something more. And I thought, how can I still travel and still spend time with my friends and still have that experience, but make it more soulful for me? And then I
Yes.
thought, well, the only way I can do that really is to bring more of me, which was that soulful kind of self, into that environment. And so my sister and I were talking about it, and she said, why don't you play some meditation, or teach some meditation classes, and maybe do some personal development type stuff. You love that sort of stuff. And I thought, well,
I was going to say, you must have actually already had that curiosity and a little bit of learning, and you must have actually been attracted to the spiritual before you got on board.
Yeah, I was. I had done my Reiki 1, and I was playing with angel cards, but I wasn't doing it seriously. I was just doing it for me.
Same. I did that for the longest time, always playing with the cards.
Yeah, and then I was doing meditation and yoga and those sorts of things, but all for me. And then when I realized that I could actually maybe bring it into that cruise ship environment and have a little bit more depth to it for me.
Yes.
I pitched it to the management that it would bring an element that we weren't already offering on the cruise ship, and that would give us good ratings for our ship.
Yes.
And so they like that, because anything that gives them good ratings that's different to any other ship, they are keen to be involved in. So they said, as long as it's not, one of the managers actually said to me, as long as it's not too woo-woo,
yes,
it will be okay, because they just didn't want me to be doing some sort of pagan ritual on board, I think. And,
sacrificing lambs and dancing naked around it.
Yeah, no naked dancing around a fire. I couldn't do any of that. That was, I was like, come on, why not? So we basically, they said, that's okay, give it a go, and then get the guests to write on their comment card at the end of the cruise their feedback. And so
wonderful.
It took off from there. And
did it really?
They really loved it. And nowadays, there's wellness cruises and,
Exactly. Well, that's what you were saying, when you spoke at the last event, that prior to you doing this, it wasn't the norm. Whereas now, you can often come across, I've been on a couple of cruises myself, and, they've had yoga on board and they've had meditation, but when you introduced this, it wasn't so, so ordinary and so popular.
No, it's definitely taken off. I mean, I did it sort of around the 2003 to 2006 mark. And after that, it just became this huge sort of it became mainstream to do like personal development and stuff like that. So I was actually really excited. One of my ideas at the time was to start training people to do it on every ship, what I was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I actually thought, oh, that'd be really cool. And I talked about it with a few people, but it just wasn't, they just weren't ready to take it on as something that was a regular thing. And by the 6-year stage, I was a little bit tired and ready to go back on land again. So so that's why I'm teaching the Reiki and the wellness classes and the psychic development on land, because I went and trained with Doreen Virtue and did some advanced angel intuitive training, which is awesome. So now I can do teach mediumship and so you can speak to your departed loved ones. And
yes, exactly.
teach,
So exactly, it's all about cycles and stages and phases. So that time on board had to come to an end, so you can then go on and do some other things.
Yeah, that's right. And those people on board that I met, the guests, I never would have met them before I was doing those courses. Those people that I met were not going to come to a crazy trivia or a bingo game or whatever. They were just sort of in the background reading their book or doing something quiet and peaceful. They weren't joining in on the Survivor at Sea where I was making people throw up and stuff.
all the fun stuff that you can read about in the book. Do you have a copy there, Pip? I've just put ladies, I've just put the link to the Zoom room on the page. Underneath our post for this live. So if you want to come into the Zoom room, ladies, then you qualify for the numerology reading. So Pip, let's have a look at the book.
Yes. Oh, I was just moving it around so that you could see the cover, because it's got some pics of
wonderful
me on the front and some pics of me on the back.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's what it looks like. And it's really exciting because this week my publisher put it onto his website and it's front and center. Fantastic. Very exciting on the website, on his website, as a new release, which is exciting.
And it's so it's such an achievement, Pip. And I always say this, on the show, on the wellness show on KC Radio. I always say that for those of us in wellness business, spiritual business, holistic business, we have been, the curiosity led to some learning, led to us, spreading our wings and traveling in all sorts of ways that were uncomfortable. We did it. We went on that journey of self-discovery and personal and spiritual development. And what we uncovered, first was our own personal interest. And then it led to, a business. But, we never stop learning. Everybody I know in this business, including myself, we're always learning. We're always doing new courses and adding new modalities and tools. And writing that book, taking your story and how it led to growing better, is a huge achievement. So congratulations to you, darling.
Thank you. I thank you so much. It's really something that until I actually had it in my hands, I didn't fully, I was saying it's coming to people when they were saying, when's your book coming out, and now it's even more exciting because I actually have something to present to people and I can read from it, which is really lovely. And I'm looking forward to doing those live in-person launch events and signings and things like that.
So
that's
awesome.
That's where I love to be, in front of people.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And you talked about how you manifested that new life. So manifesting, we all have that ability. And we're going to let's do some readings, because what I'd like you to do, you're as we said, Reiki master, angel intuitive, but as you just said, you've done a whole bunch of courses that have all been about really tapping. I haven't done your numerology yet, but I bet you've got 11s and 22s in there, which which resonate to the highest vibration in terms of intuitive ability. So let's have a look at the page. Let's see who we are drawn to. I'm not sure if you can see. I'll coordinate it for you though.
Okay, cool.
It's a little bit hard.
I haven't got that page open.
Yeah,
so
beautiful.
You
so ladies, Yeah, lovely. Well, let's have a little look. And what we'd like to do, I don't know how you work, Pip, do you just kind of go with the flow, or would you like the ladies to really give you, you know, a bit of a defined question that maybe you can ask the angels? And
Well, I always find with questions for the angels, the more specific that your question, the more
yes,
specific that your answer will be. So yeah, if you're very vague about your question, it makes it a lot harder to answer it, and we
I
get a
think
very
so.
vague answer. So
I think so
I like
too.
to be as specific as possible, and we'll see how we go from there. I've got a couple of decks, angel decks as well, just to help us along
Wonderful.
too, because that's nice for people to have a little confirmation, a visual.
Yeah, and I think we've got a couple of people in the Zoom room. We've got Margie from Spirit Test, and who else is in here? Somebody else is in here. They haven't said hi yet, and I can't see who that is, but never mind.
I can't actually see anyone other than you, my love. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's well. There you go. I've got your total focus and attention. So let's.
That's okay.
So, ladies, we'd like you to. Who's got a question? Who's got a question that has really some kind of definition around it, so that we can really get that answered for you. The way that I feel, Pip, it's the last month in this decade, and you know we've had Sandra Reiser, balanced and centered relaxation massage, said on the show last week that you know she'd had a cracker of a year, and I love that. I love that. It's so Aussie. We have had a cracker of a year. We all really we had a vision. We broke it down into goals, and there's a whole team of us, a swathe of us that just haven't stopped going with that. And we've really had a cracker of a year. So, lady, we'd like to help you have a cracker of a month, ladies, to really kind of take it into the new year. We've got a fantastic event in January that we'd love to invite you to. So let's see. I've got Teresa, any readings, please? Well, we'd like to give you some readings, Teresa, but we do need a question. Oh, we've got Deepa as well.
Oh, Deepa. Yes, I saw Deepa. The other option is that I can just draw a card for each
Wonderful.
person.
Let's draw a card for Teresa. She's saying hello from New Zealand. Hello.
Oh, her card just dropped on the ground. One sec.
Excellent. There you go. I love it when it does that, when it just falls out.
Okay, my love. So Teresa, you got the beautiful advanced soul card. I've got the angel feather deck there, which says, I might not be able to read it backwards, but it basically says that there's an advanced soul in your midst. So a beautiful indigo crystal or rainbow child is in your midst, and that you can teach, love, guide, or bless in your midst. So that usually means that you have a child of your own, or it's a child that is a grandchild that is coming into your space, and you'll know which child that is because they tend to have, they're the one who picks up the rock off the stones off the driveway so that you don't run over them and hurt them. You know, they're the beautiful, sensitive, gorgeous little souls that are coming into our space, you know, who are helping us to change the world. You know, the beautiful indigo children tend to be the activists in the children around us. And then the crystal children tend to be the ones who save the rocks and love animals and are very, very conscious of our planet. And then the rainbow children are the super psychic ones, the ones who come up to you and put their hands on you to heal you, even when they don't. You know, we say that children don't know how to heal until they learn and go to school, but those children come in already knowing how to be healers and teachers of ours. So we have lots to learn from them. So the angels are reminding you that you have an advanced soul that's around you, Teresa, that you can learn from and that you can teach as well.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Wonderful for Teresa. That's awesome because there were quite a few requests from her. We've got some fantastic ladies all over the country, and quite a few from New Zealand, which is just lovely. We've got Tassie Freeman saying hello to Brenda, Naomi. Oh, Naomi G said hi, Pip.
Oh, hi, Naomi.
Do you want to draw a card for Naomi?
Sure. Let's do one for Naomi.
Ladies, if you've got a question, pop your question on the page. Come into
They're
the
very
Zoom
jumpy
room.
today. The cards are jumping out all over
That's
the place.
great. Oh,
So we have
wow.
a beautiful card for you, Naomi. It says, treat yourself. Treat yourself, my love. You've been working far too hard, and the treat yourself card always comes out to say, take some time out. It's time for you to rejuvenate your soul. And the beautiful salmon card, it's always a little reminder. The angels always come in for people and give them the treat yourself card when you've been, as Oprah says, you've been, I was listening to her this morning and she was
I
talking
love
about
Oprah.
yes, I love her. And she was talking about how women have the disease to please.
Ooh, I like it. And did she say, oh, that's
yes.
a tweetable moment?
Yes. And so she was like, so we have the disease to please. And that's what I'm really feeling for you, Naomi, is that you've been over pleasing people and not taking care of yourself. So it's really important that you do some self-care. Go and have a bubble bath, get some champagne, you know, and treat yourself and have some quiet moments for yourself, because that's going to be really important. It's too noisy around you. I feel like there's too much noise, and your ears are getting, you need to look after your ear chakras.
Fantastic. That's for Naomi.
Yeah.
Yippee. Okay. Now, ladies, I'm not getting too many defined questions here, but
we can just pull cards if you like.
we are, yeah, we're just
it's easier if you have a specific question, but
exactly.
it's okay if we don't.
Exactly. What about
That's
Kim? Kim says she would very much love a reading. Please, we'll do see what jumps out for Kim.
All right, let's see what Kim's got. All right, so we've got one for Kim. Oh, well, amazingly, I shuffled that twice then, and I got the treat yourself card again.
Oh, wow.
Kim. So the thing with you, though, that's really interesting is that I'm getting a really strong vibe of some negative people around you that are draining you. And we need to be really, really careful. And this is, again, it must be Oprah's day today. But she was talking this morning. Whenever I listen to a podcast and then it comes through when I'm doing readings, I always find that information is not just for me to hear, but for other people as well. So what she said today was talking about the people that surround you are really, really important to look at. So this treat yourself card for you, Kim, is all about really making an inventory of the people around you and starting to remove yourself from situations and people who are draining you. This is about treating yourself by looking after your energy and your vibration of the people who are you're spending the most time with. Some people we can't get away from. I totally understand that. Yeah. But it's really important that you manage your space. That's what's coming through for me today. So, and treat yourself by doing that. Treat yourself well.
And it's interesting that you say that, Pip, because in numerology, 2019 is a universal year 3. Yeah. So I posted about and talked about at the beginning of the year how what that meant for us universally. Number 3 is all about communication. Right. And then coming into December is a personal month 6. So it's really interesting that, during the month of December and leading up to Christmas, which is all about family, that we've got the number 3 overall for the year, which is communication. And number 6 is all about family. Okay. And number 6 is all about the heart-centered stuff. Yep. Yeah. Cool.
So is that for everyone?
Exactly. That's universally. Okay. Yeah, universally. Right. Cool. And so, yeah, interesting that the month is all about, leading up is all about family. And so it's definitely about, communication. If we've done the work, so in December, universally, if the work's been done in each of the months before now, then we can really have, it can be heart cleared, and it could be clear communication and authentic communication and loving, real unconditional love in our relationships, and how we communicate with each other could be from a really non-judgmental, accepting, tolerant, understanding perspective. If we haven't done the work, though, there's always that flip side. If we haven't done the work, then I guess communication will be highlighted this month within family. Okay. And you'll either be enjoying that elevated way of connecting, or you'll have to work at it. Perhaps there's misunderstandings. So in any phase of 3, you know, it's either glass half full or it's glass half empty, and it's really up to us how we're going to choose to see that.
So that makes a lot of sense to my family at the moment. Yeah, so that's really, this year has been a big one for bringing up things that needed to be addressed from the past.
Exactly.
Speaking your truth.
Speaking your truth, but in a way that others hear and understand us.
Yeah. In a loving way, and helping everyone move forward.
Yeah. Otherwise, we've got the misunderstandings, we've got the assumptions, we've got 3 is either elevated conversation or it's bitchy, gossipy, judgy, and and either action will reap its own rewards or not.
True.
So ladies, if you come into the Zoom room, you'll qualify for a numerology reading for the month of December. I did post the link underneath this live post. Go into the comments and click on that, come into the Zoom room. Now Pip is, we've got Pip Coleman, author, Reiki master, advanced angel intuitive, is also giving us some readings. And Pip, where are you based and how can we get in contact with you?
Yes, I'm located in Phillip Island, and I'm also available online for coaching and readings and
Awesome.
you know, that sort of thing as well. So but if you're down this way, then I'm happy to see people down here on the island if you want to come for a little sojourn. I know you were down here this week, weren't you, Michelle?
We were in Cape Patterson. Yes,
we had down this way.
Yeah, we had a lovely weekend away there in Cape Patterson. And what we'll do after our show is pop your links. Pip, if you go onto the Spiritual Events Directory page and pop your links in there so people can find you and your community. Okay, let's we've got Deepa. Deepa is in the Zoom room and she's saying yes please to just pulling a card and let's see where it takes her.
I was like, we'll see what Deepa's. Oh, another jumpy card.
Another jumpy card.
Jumpy cards today. So a beautiful card for you, Deepa. This one is all about happiness. Look at that beautiful card.
Oh, I love it. Oh, happiness awaits.
Happiness awaits. So my love, you know, there are bright days ahead. And, you know, you can feel happy and optimistic about the future. I know things have been tough for you. And I say that knowing, when I say I know, I mean they know. They know that things have been tough for you, and you know they're saying to you, be happy and optimistic about the future, because the past is the past and you can create from today. You can create your future. So yes, do not despair, my love. Everything is going to be okay. So start thinking about how you'd like to create your life and how you would love it to be, and then you can start to manifest that. And the lovely Michelle can give you some direction on that with her numerology as well.
Yes. Well, I might actually just pull a card, but I was actually going to, you know, in numerology,
a number card.
Yeah, I'll just pull a card, but I'll actually just say too that every year, ladies, look, numerology is such an insightful, intuitive, informative, interesting modality. You know, if I did an in-depth profile for you, I can see where you are, who you are, why you are there, what's up ahead, what's been, and within that reading, you know, I'm a holistic counselor, meditation teacher, mindset coach. There's a whole, like all of us in this beautiful community, we, you know, I mentor and coach and teach and give you all sorts of ways in which to take where you've been and really see it in a way that empowers and move forward. You know, move forward so that I'm very passionate about. You know, it starts now. Just step up, embrace your path, your purpose, your mission here on earth, because we all have one, and we can show you the way. Okay, our wellness community is filled with fabulous women like Pip and myself that can show you the way. So every year in numerology, numerology's got the personality, but also the path, and there's different cycles. So in 2019, you know, all of us have a personal year number. And and every month a new energy enters. Every year a new energy enters. Every 9 years a new energy enters.
Right.
And if you know what the cycles are, Pip, you can absolutely work with them.
So helpful.
So helpful.
And
so I won't do. So for And Margie wants to
Margie
come.
said she wants one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just.
I love
there
that.
it is.
I love to be
What
able.
did you get for Deepa?
I got the Happiness Awaits card.
I got happy endings.
Oh, there you go. Happiness Awaits. Yeah. So she needs.
Wow. So
So
Deepa,
cool.
I've got 93. These are Michelle. I haven't published my cards yet. These are Michelle Buchanan, fabulous numerologist as well. I love her. And so it's 93, which is happy endings. So for me, I'm in a personal year 9.
Yay.
So Deepa,
She said yay.
yeah, 9 is the humanitarian. 9 is the journey of selflessness, which can be really tough.
My first number is a 9.
Yeah, so 9 is definitely about endings, though. The cycle starts with 1, ends with 9. So Deepa, what this is to me, it's a 9 and a 3. So to me, the difficulty, and it's very emotional and very confusing and very difficult in every phase of 9. But the difficulty is clearing spaces, clarifying. It's really getting that perspective sorted, so
The thumb's coming out.
Exactly. So you can welcome in the new, and with the number 3 is joy, and it's light, and it's light-hearted, and it's optimistic, and it's fun, and it's funny. And Deepa's got a really quirky, wonderful sense of humor. So do not despair, my doll. And it's also, though, Deepa, it's also yellow. And so in terms of the chakra system, that's the solar
feather
plexus.
was yellow too.
So to me refers to the solar plexus, which is all about empowering. So you can look at it look at it in a way that empowers you, because there isn't any other way to see it if you want to move forward.
Take the power back.
That's really good. And purple too, listen to your instincts. Wonderful.
That's a really cool it's called cool confirmation to come from your deck as well. Like, that's so great. I love it.
So great. Okay, you do a reading for Margie. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
All right, Margie, let's see what the angels have to say for you today. All right. Ooh, okay. So you've got the beautiful, a practical approach is required. So that usually says to me that there has been a bit of a focus, on a bit too much of a focus on the what if, getting a little bit too up in our head, and not being very grounded about the situation that's coming up at the moment. So the advice from the angels is one step at a time. So we need to because all we can do is see the next step in front of us. And so it's really important that we get back to practicalities and take care of that. And that is so cool at this point in time as well. The end of the year is a really good time to be tying up loose ends and getting things kind of completed, ready for the next year. So whatever's been going on for you lately, and also it's the brown angel feather, which is the color of grounding as well, is brown. So so I hope that's helpful to you, my love. I know it's a very quick reading today.
I think with Margie, she's been so busy, so busy.
Yeah, we need to get your feet in the soil. Yeah, get your toes.
And Naomi, sorry, Pip, you did when you read for Naomi earlier, you said some time out, some self-love. Yes. And Naomi said, yeah, massively, I'm exhausted.
Oh, and, I could feel that really, really tired she felt, yeah. But that's because of those other people around her, though. She's getting drained because she's giving too much to those people. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I felt that.
Yeah. Let's do, I do have a bit of a defined question here from Jessica Usherwood. Please, can I ask, does the man I am seeing outside my marriage have feelings for me like I do for him?
Okay, so a romance question. Ooh, so let's see. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so you've got one of my favorite cards. What was that lady's name? I'm sorry.
Jess.
Okay, Jess. So I've got it. One of my favorite cards is the Special Blessings card, which is the rainbow feather. So beautiful. So beautiful. So this one actually says that with immense excitement, the angels announce that you are to receive a special blessing. So they are radiating with joy with this special blessing. So that says to me that the person that you're that you're dating, and the energy around that relationship is actually a really positive energy, because the angels usually don't come in and say there's a special blessing and give you the rainbow feather unless it's moving in the right direction. So I would say the answer to that question is a yes.
Okay, I sort of read that out before I sort of was drawn to the comment and in the inquiry before I you know, fully sort of read the question. So I hope that I mean, it was posted in you know, on the page, and
Yeah.
question was asked of us, but then I started to feel all sorts of you know, I hope we didn't sort of breach any privacy there. I don't know.
I see
It sort of
what you're
seemed like a
saying.
bit of a sensitive issue. At the same time, it is posted on the page, so I guess
Yeah, I guess if it's posted on a public page,
yeah,
then we
yeah.
can,
So I hope, yeah, exactly. And I hope you got something out of that, Jess, from Pip. We've got a few here, Pip. And so again, Pip, you're available for. Do you actually take on people too for you know, just one-on-one readings? Do you do?
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
lovely.
Yeah, so I do readings one-on-one, and I also teach as well. So if people want
Wonderful.
to learn the skills, like how to actually do readings, how to do angel intuitive kind of connection to your departed loved ones, things like that, then I teach them. And I also do readings for people if they want to do that too. So that's really cool.
And what's your website? What can you, your
it's
website address, Pip?
Yep, pipcoleman.com. Nice and easy.
Yeah, I can't, you know, I've had, so Cynthia's in the Zoom room, and Cynthia doesn't, she said there's a lot of people commenting outside of the Zoom room.
Okay.
And the Zoom link was a bit
Something
hard to
about
find.
finding
I don't
her.
understand why it gets hard to find, because I always posted a couple of times. I always posted a couple of times before. I always posted a couple of times before we come on to and into the Zoom live. And
Yeah.
this time I've actually posted the link in the comments, ladies. You know, but I'm not sure why it becomes hard to find. But anyway, let's do a little reading for Cynthia, ladies. If you want to qualify for a numerology numerology cycles report for December 2019, come into the Zoom room. I'm going to have to ask you though to, you know, I can't get back in there now when we're in the middle of actually doing the show. So have a look down the page. There's at least 2 other posts with the Zoom room link on there. You need to come in and sign up, and then I can send that to you after our show. So Cynthia, would love to know if I will be successful and timely in finding work when I come back to Australia in Feb next year from travelling. And if you have any hints for me to look out for. I'd love to know. So Cynthia, well, you know, you'll get the report now that you're in the Zoom room. That'll give you some insight into where you are in terms of cycles. That'll help as well.
Well, I dropped my deck on the floor.
You dropped your deck?
But before I dropped my deck, I actually got a card. I got 2 cards. So I won't bother to pick. So I got one from one deck, which is Listen to Your Intuition, from the beautiful Ask Your Angels deck. And then I got on from the other deck, because it fell on the floor, and this is the card that came out, which was Channel. It actually says Channel Divine Grace, which is basically saying the angels acknowledge that you have intense psychic ability. So this is Cynthia, yeah?
Yes, so Cynthia, this is Cynthia.
You are being called upon, this is really important, you're being called upon for spiritual service and visionary leadership in the world. So anyone who you've got 2 intuition cards there, which from 2 different decks, which I find really interesting, because usually people who get that are people who have been maybe thinking about doing intuitive work, thinking about teaching. You feel it?
I feel it. It's been a long time coming.
Yes. Don't be hesitant, my love, because you're getting a really strong confirmation from 2 decks there. And the third.
I've got number 10, Karmic Completion.
Fantastic.
And in numerology, what we do is we add the numbers together until we're left with 1 digit, unless it's a master number. and master numbers are 11, 22, 33, and some numerologists even think 44 and 55.
Yeah.
But everyone agrees on 11 and 22. This is 10. 1 plus 0 becomes 1. I would say, so to me with karmic completion, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff, I reckon, Cynthia, that's needed to come to its a rightful end in terms of time before the new can begin. Because, you know, it's not just about there's so much more to it at that soul level. You know, we come in and we sign on to do a lot of different things. I know just even in my own life that you know, you can't push it and pull it. When things are meant to be, it flows, okay? But there's a whole bunch of other stuff that when I've gotten to here, I've been able to see why it didn't work then.
Yes.
Because that relationship needed to end. That person needed to, I needed to finish something with someone or finish something somewhere, somehow. And then when that was done, the door opened, okay? So there's some kind of karma that, you know, that you have, that you have now paid back. The number 1 is all about new beginnings, but also 1 with the 0 suggests to me, and it's red, that stands out as well, which is red, base chakra, all about your grounding, all about how we kind of go on that physical, that body, and that coupled with the 0 in numerology can sometimes mean a whole lot of fantasticness in your head, but difficulty getting out of the head and onto solid ground and into real life and manifesting it for real. So, you know, and with that real, with the red and the base chakra,
together.
I would say, there's probably no shortage of talent, of knowledge and know-how. And as Pip said, no shortage of intuition. However, where's the fear level? You know, what are you afraid of? And do you have, can there be issues with the practical steps that you need to take every single day? And can there be issues with follow through?
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And I love the connection of the red on your card and the purple on the purple feather, because that says to me that we need to connect our intuition and our grounding together so that it comes together at the heart.
Exactly. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, Cynthia, that's just really lovely. I hope you enjoyed that.
She said loves it.
Oh, that's awesome. Right, let's see who else is on the page and who else we can read for, ladies. The more defined the question, then the more we can give you to really help you out there. So let's have a look. Who have we got? Naomi was very thankful. She'll watch the replay. The body is go and rest now, which is awesome. Let's pull a card for Rachel. I would love one too, please, ladies. Let's pull one for Rachel, see what we get there.
I picked up my cards now.
Ooh.
It was all Cynthia, because while I was shuffling for Cynthia, they just went crazy and like flew all over the floor. So obviously that was a really intense message that needed to come through. Now, I'm sorry, who was that lady that we're pulling for now?
We are now reading for Rachel.
Rachel. Okay, Rachel. Oh, this is cool. This is another one of my favorite cards. She caused a stir, that's right. So this one is called, it says connect with the moon. So the silver feather is gorgeous, and this one's all about because women are particularly connected to the moon. So when we get the silver feather, it's a little reminder about tapping into our feminine side. So it's saying it's really good to sit outside, walk in the moonlight, and the moon's energies will light the way of your new path that you need to look into. And also it will be protective of you as well, because the moon connects with our water, with, you know, it makes the tide go in and out and all of that sort of thing. So it affects the water in our bodies, and because we are 75% water, we are particularly affected. And with our moon flow as well, as they call it, we actually are very, very in touch with that element of water. So the moon is, the angels are suggesting that you connect with the silvery moon. What was that song my grandfather used to sing when he was, you probably don't, you know, by the light of the silvery moon. I don't remember the rest of it, but it was always very cute.
I hear you.
So go out and dance in the moonlight, my love. That will be fun.
Awesome. I was just looking to see who we would read for next, and I thought, oh, let's read for Tassie Freeman. Hopefully, she's still watching the show. Anyway, this fell out.
Oh,
Yeah, number 66, and it's all about healing, and it's very purple. So really kind of a couple of things actually that sort of really ties into brow chakra and throat chakra. For me, I feel like you know, is there something that needs to be said? The double six energy, again, family, the healing. Is there some healing that needs to take place?
And that's Archangel Michael's color as well, Michelle.
And the 6 is all about the heart stuff. So, you know, I wonder, where you are at in terms of heartfulness. Are you feeling, you know, is there stuff that needs to be cleared, need to be forgiven? Because number 6 is all about unconditional love as well. Number 6 is really the journey of self-acceptance and the journey of self-love at that level where you can really, you know, and that's a tough one. It's a tough one to accept ourselves, warts and all.
Yeah.
And so therefore we can have issues with others. Number 6 is definitely about our heart-centered relationships, those relationships that really cut to the core. And we really feel it at that and on that heart level. And usually it's going to be along the lines of whatever we feel insecure about, someone's going to come along outside of ourselves to really tap in and trigger us with that. Definitely. So there's definitely some healing there. What do you get if you card there for Tassie Freeman? Let's see how that ties in.
Whoop. Okay, so it's always really interesting. Okay, so but the card that jumped out, which is really interesting, is it says light a candle, and it's the beautiful card for connecting with our departed loved ones. So it's actually saying that the angels feel your bereavement and loss, and that they're here to wipe your tears. And now is the time to connect with your precious love. So that's interesting that you got the healing card, and then we've got
the family. Yes.
The family. So whoever you've lost, even if it was, you know, a little while ago, the suggestion is to light a candle, and vermilion, which is sort of like a beautiful orange color, is the color of the feather. So it's really important to kind of embrace that energy of connecting with and healing and forgiving and releasing, and just embracing yourself at this time. It's okay to enjoy that, enjoy your life, but also you can connect with your precious one that you might have lost recently, or who's crossed over, I should say.
And it can actually also, while you were talking, Pip, I was also thinking, you know, it can be, see you, Maggie. It can also be, you've gone really dark there, Pip.
I have. Let me just turn on my light.
Turn on your light, darling. I was also thinking while you were talking, Pip, that loss
We've
doesn't.
Got a bit of a storm going on.
Oh, and loss doesn't have to. You know, loss can come in many different forms. You know,
exactly.
and we can really feel that loss on that heart level. It could be romance, it could be friendship, it could be family. You know, it could be loss of something that was near and dear in terms of passion, of business, of something that you had your heart set on.
Yeah, I mean, this is a beautiful card. It's always a nice card to just remind you that we don't ever really leave, that no one ever really leaves, that we're all souls that continue on, and we're just temporarily in this body, and that you can connect with those, with any soul that you want to. You know, when we think about a loved one, they don't have to be in human form, they can be in spirit form too. So your thoughts are very powerful things. So
they really are. I seem to have lost some sort of connection here too, but we'll draw another card for I was going to say, oh, we've got so many fantastic lovely ladies. Hello to Christy. Christy's in here, Christy Johnson. Hello to Kim. Brenda, we've got Linda. So many beautiful ladies in here. We might, a card for Brenda Middleton. My doggy passed away. Is she
Oh,
still here? Is she okay?
yeah, absolutely. So this is for Brenda about your brother, correct?
Brenda has lost her dog.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. I thought you said she'd lost her brother.
No, doggy.
Oh, okay.
Doggy
Oh,
passed away.
okay. It's, oh, there we go. Another card jumping out. Excuse me, my love.
Wow.
Ooh. So the I get a really beautiful energy from the dog. There's always a really happy, excited energy that you get when you tap into a loved one, whether it's a dog, an animal, or a person. They're always super excited when you ask to connect with them, and so I really get a strong sense of excitement that you've actually asked, because they're around you all the time. Our loved ones are around us all the time. It's just that we're the ones that are not allowing those messages to come through. So whenever you think of of your beautiful dog, whenever you are see something and you go, oh, that reminds me of that person that I've lost, or that animal that I've lost, that's crossed over, you are getting a message from that loved one. That loved one is actually giving you a message. And interestingly, you've actually been given a message that you have healing hands.
Wow.
One of the things that they do is they send us little reminders to keep living, and keep doing the things that we love. And one of the things that you're really good at is that you have healing talents and abilities. You have magical powers, it says, that are required in service, and that can really fulfill you as well.
That's wonderful. And as soon as you said that, what I felt and got was what if those healing hands were actually in the service of animals?
Yes, and that's so interesting, isn't it? That a lot of people who are really in tune with animals do amazing work with their hands, and particularly because animals don't have any blocks. They just they take the healing, they use it, they move really quickly through things that are issues. So you're being given a little message there to take those healing hands and
That's wonderful.
help some other people, which will make you feel so amazing and fulfilled as well.
I agree. I've lost my brother in my 20s, lost mum in my early 40s, and I'd have to say that I agree with that. That whenever I've taken pain and loss, and you have to feel it, you have to go with it. It's a journey. You have to absolutely just go with the flow of that journey. You can't rush grief. However, at the same time, if you just focus on every day, I felt the grief. I allowed myself to feel the grief for what I had lost. But each and every day, I also made sure to focus on what I still had left.
Yes.
So that I didn't create another problem. Sometimes we go through grief and pain and loss, and we create another problem because we become so consumed with that, that 2-3 years down the track, we've created some other problem because we neglected to see the other side of life that was still worth living. I had lost my mum, but I still had love in my father, brother, son, friends, family. And then, as you say, for me, taking all of that and putting it into the service that we offer our clients is just so therapeutic.
Yeah,
I love it, Pip. Thank you. Now let's see. I think we've got we've got some minutes to do a couple more, ladies. So let's. We've had a great turnout, though. Thank you so much, ladies, for coming into the space. Our Wellness Conversations, the Woo Woo series, is presented by our wellness community. We'd love you to come and join us in there as well. We have lots of fantasticness for growing better in body, mind, heart, and soul. We have a fantastic event coming up in January. Lots of complimentary programs to help you set new goals for yourself, build a brand new future me, and a brand new way of life in 2020. It's a complimentary program. Ask about that. We'll pop the links in for that. And we're going to pop the links in too for you to find Pip and her community and order Pip's new book, Finding My Soul at Sea. Woo, woo.
Woohoo! Well, whoever you're about to talk about, a card
Yes.
has already jumped out. So it's a
All right, let me
romance.
just do this. I'm just going to go
It's
right.
all about
Ooh,
romance. So whoever they are,
Linda
there's-
Gortion.
if they're asking about romance, then this card's for them.
Let's see, I've got Linda, Jen. Oh, well, Jen Mortlock, could you tell me something about my future, please?
Ooh, something about your future. Well, the card that jumped out while we were shuffling was 2 hearts sealed as one. So the angels have heard your prayers to meet your soulmate, and they're here to inform you that this person will arrive very soon in your life.
Wow.
There's the card, there's the proof. So yeah, so love is coming. And the card underneath that, which actually came out at the same time, said difficulties resolved. So all of the issues that you've been having in the past are coming to an end, and your new beautiful soulmate, your next beautiful soulmate, I should say, is I don't believe that there's only one. Your next
No.
beautiful soulmate that is perfectly right for you is going to be arriving in your life very soon. So be excited and get ready for that. That's
Beautiful.
exciting.
Well, let's just do some really, I'd like to give as many people as we can, and join us every Sunday, ladies, 6 to 7 p.m, our wellness conversation, the Woo Woo series, and we have people will be back, but we have somebody on every single week to do this. A card for Sharon Thomas. She said, I'd love a card. I got, leadership. I've got Sharon Thomas. I've got leadership. It's the 8 and the 1. Look, 8 is definitely about power, and whether we step up to it or away from it is entirely up to us. And number 1 is all about leadership as well. So I wonder if you walk into the beat of your own drum there, Sharon. You know, in numerology with Sharon, you know, S is also 1, but the type of leadership that S would be is sensitive leadership.
Yeah.
So
yeah, interestingly for Sharon,
what have you got?
The answer is no.
Ah,
so that's always
she has to actually step into her power.
Yep, because I feel like you've been looking at an ordinary, everyday, regular.
Yes.
I feel like it's a job. I feel like you're going, I want to go back into ordinary, regular career. And the answer is a definite no. It actually says the answer is definitely no. Wow. From the angels. So don't go back into the ordinary, regular job, because you actually have, and that's what that card is about that Michelle just pulled. You have the ability to be a leader, and a leader in a spiritual way, not in the ordinary, regular, because you can't be there. It's going to take away your soul.
Number 1 is definitely walk the beat of your own drum.
Walk to the beat of your own drum. That's perfect.
Definitely. Okay, so Gabby's asking, will my situation improve? And so in numerology and numbers speak. Okay, I've got 99, and the word on that is compassion. So I'm going to say, in answer to that, will my situation improve? Well, you know, number 9 is really number 9 is the journey of selflessness. So number 9 is firstly tolerance and understanding. Put yourself in the put yourself in the shoes of the other person or the other situation, and it will change your perspective. But it's also saying compassion. So will my situation ever improve? I'm going to say that, compassion and tolerance and understanding is needed for you to see something in a different way that's going to change everything.
Yeah.
What have you got?
Yeah, you got the restored health and healing card, hun. So the issue that you've been having with your health is actually going to be improving very quickly. It's saying that your prayers for improved health are being answered, and they're sending healing rays of green light, because the green emerald green light is the best way to heal in the body, physical issues or mental issues. So that you can assist to heal your loved one and your physical and mental concerns that you have coming up. So that's fantastic. So the answer to that question is yes. Yes, they will improve. Yes. And work on in your meditations, or just before you go to sleep, you can call in Raphael, who is the archangel who works with the emerald green light and healing, and ask him to surround your whole body and mind and soul with that green emerald green light, and that will really help to happen while you sleep. Is a good time to call in the angels for help, because then you don't have to
Awesome.
think about it.
That's awesome. We'll do one more for Wendy. Wendy Veenstra, can I have a reading, please? Let's see what I've got here. Domestic harmony, 4 and 6. So again, you know, in life, it's often how we think about it, talk about it, go about it. The number 4 is this came up earlier in the reading for somebody else. Pip, number 4 is definitely about you know, just taking those steps, you know, really grounding down, becoming centered in ourselves, and that leads to a really balanced and centered spot and space that we occupy in the world. But it's combined there with the number 6. So I'm going to say in domestic harmony, in order to feel that centeredness in our relationships and in the home, you know, that groundedness starts within us first. Maybe you're going through a particularly emotional time, then this card would really suggest that we need to, you know, really kind of access the left brain, the logical, you know, and maybe think about it and feel about it first before we move forward. What have you got, Dals?
I have got blessings for your home. So that's actually
wow.
We keep doing this, my love. It's working really well.
Great. I love it.
So the angels have heard your invitation to be present in and around your home, and they're bestowing blessings and love on the home and the occupants of the home. So it makes perfect sense that you would get the domestic harmony card as well, because there needs to be communication and there needs to be self-love. Everybody, because the rose feather is all about self-love. So we can't love someone else unless we love ourselves. And if there's ever disharmony, it's usually because we are disconnected from the love of ourselves, and we need to come back to taking care of ourselves first.
Yes, exactly. Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you so much, Pip. That was awesome. I loved all the messages that came through to you for our fabulous audience, and all of the ladies who tuned into the show. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciative. And the ladies that came into the Zoom room. And I tell you what, ladies, if you you know, if you do want I might get you then, instead of coming into the Zoom room, which seems to be hard to do each and every week, I'll pop my email address, or you can message me for a numerology reading for the month of December. That'll give you some insight into December and the personal month number that it is for you, and you can get a complimentary report. So Pip, we're going to post the links to Pip on her community, and ladies, I suggest that you get your own copy of Finding My Soul at Sea for all of the shenanigans, and to really see how, you know, we've all had triumphs and tragedies. None of us are perfect. None of us have lived this, you know, virginal and you know, naive life. We've all got a story. And the story is so damned interesting. And what's even better about the story is how we took the story and we've rewritten. Pip has rewritten her story, and she's put it into a book and showing you how and me how to get to wellness despite it all.
Yeah, because no matter where you are, that's, I think, the important thing is I want us to make sure people could know that even in that crazy environment of working on a cruise ship, you can still find your soul in there. So if I can find it in that crazy, ridiculous environment that is on a cruise ship, then you can find it in your ordinary, regular life as well. You know, doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah, beautiful. Love the message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Till next week, ladies, same time and same channel on Spiritual Events Directory. Bye.
Bye.